With Mikel Arteta looking to boost his front line, PSV Eindhoven's Cody Gakpo seems to have caught his attention. The Dutchman has scored and assisted for fun this season, but could he be on his way to the Emirates in the summer? What's Nicolas Pepe revealed about his Arsenal future? And which Arsenal players impressed once again during the last round of the international games? Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14. Welcome back to Boys Channel, and the international break is officially over. 6 days until Vibes FC is back in action. We'll wait for that, but until then, smash a like if you enjoy the content, subscribe if you're new, and help your boy on his road to 80,000 subscribers. But let's get straight into that Arsenal news, and starting off with Cody Gakpo. 22 years of age, a full Netherlands international, has been on fire for PSV Eindhoven this season, as in 37 appearances a season, he has 31 goals and assists. It's a very technically secure player, has a good 5-yard burst of pace, has insane ball striking, and he also stands at 6'2" tall. So for an Arsenal team that needs more goals and assists going forwards, if Arsenal want to close the gap to Man City and Liverpool, that is the next step. Defensively, Arsenal are there, we keep clean sheets, we're up with the best. If we can now add more goals to our team going into next season, if we also get Champions League football, then Arsenal will indeed be cooking. And that is where Mr. Cody Gakpo becomes of interest, as according to a reliable PSV Eindhoven reporter Rick Elfrink, he claims that Arsenal are willing to go far for Cody Gakpo. It's worth pointing out that this is a tier 1 PSV source, and he has confirmed that Arsenal do have genuine interest in Cody Gakpo. And you even have Voltball who are reporting that Arsenal are in pole position to sign Cody Gakpo from PSV Eindhoven. Now, when you score and assist 31 goals, you are going to catch the attention of a lot of top clubs around Europe, and that is the case with Cody Gakpo, with the likes of Bayern Munich also have an interest. But Gakpo is also a player that has signed a brand new 5-year contract back in the January transfer window, where very interestingly, reports first came out of Arsenal's interest. But despite signing that brand new contract, even the Athletic have confirmed that Arsenal still like this player, and going into the summer transfer window, Mikel Arteta has identified Gakpo as one of his main targets. But Gakpo has excelled as a left winger, so with Arsenal having so many players already in that position, the question has to be asked of, do Arsenal need this player in the first place? Well, here is his forward radar for the season, and as you can see, this is one of the best in Europe as it stands, excelling in open play shots, added attacking value, but also in terms of dribbles completed, deep touches, pass efficiency, progressive passes, open play expected assists. Some really insane stats there, and what it shows is a very creative left winger. I have seen a few Arsenal fans suggest maybe Arteta wants to sign Gakpo to play him as a centre forward. But looking at those stats there, the creativity numbers, the lack of XG towards goals, despite having the physique of a 6'2" frame, I still think he's best played out wide. And playing as an inside forward, a bit like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, that type of forward, Gakpo could excel. But I am very wary at the same time, because looking at the past of Eredivisie players that have thrived there, you look at Hakim Ziyech, Steven Bergwijn, they were excelling in the Eredivisie, but since they've come to the Premier League, those stats haven't converted. The fact that Gakpo has also signed a brand new contract as well, this will not be a cheap deal, and he's also a PSV man through and through. He has come through the academy, he has spent over 14 years there. This would be a very expensive transfer, and it then poses the question to Arsenal of how badly do they actually need a brand new left winger. Let's not forget that we have Pele's godson Gabriel Martinelli, who has excelled as a left winger as well. We have Bukayo Saka, Nicolas Pepe, Omari Hutchinson coming through the academy. Talk to me down below in the comments about Mr. Cody Gakpo. 31 goals and assists, 22 years of age, a player that plays as a left winger. Do you think Arsenal should be signing him? Keeping it on the wingers, according to Sports, Bayern Munich have identified RB Leipzig forward Christopher Nkunku as a potential replacement for Serge Gnabry. So a Bayern player and a Bayern transfer target, what does this have to do with Arsenal? Well, as we've discussed in the past, Serge Gnabry and Arsenal, there is some rumours going around that Arsenal might have interest in the summer transfer window, and that's mainly down to the fact that as things stands, Gnabry will only have 1 year left on his Bayern contract come the end of the season. The fact that he's still yet to agree a brand new contract, and with Bayern now looking for replacements, the closer we get to that summer transfer window, the more likely it's looking that Serge Gnabry will indeed be available. With the links to Marcus Rashford yesterday and Cody Gakpo now, it looks like Arteta still wants to sign a brand new winger. So if Gnabry is available, and if Arsenal do have Champions League fatigue, that's the main thing. Arsenal will have a lot of wage spaces, Arsenal will have fun to spend. Arteta has already hinted at the fact that he wants to sign more level-raising signings that are more experienced. Could Arsenal indeed bring back their lost son in Serge Gnabry back to the Emirates Stadium? But my question to you guys is is out of the wingers that Arsenal are being linked to, you've got a 22-year-old in Cody Gakpo, and now you have a player that's in the peak of his powers, 27 years of age, in Serge Gnabry. Two players that are very different in terms of age. So my friends, do you want to see Arsenal sign a younger winger this summer, or do you want to see Arsenal go out there and spend money on a big established superstar like Serge Gnabry? But talking about wingers, what about our Ivorian international in Nicolas Pepe? Well, he started for the Ivory Coast today as they lost 3-0 to England. But Nicolas Pepe has also been speaking about his Arsenal future, and he says, "It's been a tough season for me. When a team is winning, it's hard for a coach to make changes. Mikel has explained that to me." Pepe comes across very well in this interview, and he kind of makes clear that he understands that Arteta is in a very difficult position, and that's because as things stands, the right winger that Arsenal have in Bukayo Saka is excelling. But I've got nothing against Nicolas Pepe, and I still think he has a part to play, but he costs £72 million. He's entering the peak of his powers. Does he really want to spend his years sitting on the Arsenal bench? But what do you guys make of Nicolas Pepe, and do you think there is still a possibility that he can rejuvenate his Arsenal career? Is there still a role in his team for him, and if so, what do you think that is? Okay, let's talk about Arsenal's international excellence. Let's just say it's been a very successful international break for Arsenal, and even though it's been a bit boring, you've had Arsenal players score goals, get assists, and also send their country to the World Cup. And starting off with Thomas Partey, who scored today to send Ghana to the World Cup. I understand that a lot of Nigerian Arsenal fans aren't going to be happy, but as an Arsenal fan, to see Thomas Partey score, send his country to the World Cup, is things you absolutely love to see. You also had Martin Odegaard, who provided 2 assists tonight, as Norway thrashed Armenia 9-0. Granit Xhaka celebrated his 100th appearance for Switzerland with these special boots. And you also had the Mbappe of centre-backs in William Saliba make his first start for France tonight. Shout out to Martin Odegaard and Granit Xhaka, but William Saliba in particular, starting for France at 21 years of age, with the centre-backs that these guys already have, is a special feat. But in a weird stat, that also now means that he has now started a game for his country before he has started for Arsenal Football Club. It just does not make any sense. You also had another England start for Benjamin White, and Smith Rowe also made an appearance off the bench, as England won 3-0, and Benjamin White was impressive in that first half, playing again as a right back. But talking about Arsenal centre-backs, William Saliba versus Benjamin White, let's look at his stats. Here is a centre-back template comparison, with Ben White in the red and Saliba in the blue. Both great in terms of dribbles completed, progressive carries, pass efficiency. Saliba's better at tackles, but Ben White, interestingly, is better in the air. Two players, of course, of Arsenal Football Club, and two players that have very similar strengths and very similar weaknesses. And that is going to be interesting, because going into next season, who is going to start off these two players? Of course, you can't forget Gabriel Magalhaes, but with him being a left-footed centre-back, he is a bit different. Is there a way for Mikel Arteta to play Saliba, Ben White and Gabriel in the same defence? That is a question that I want you guys to answer down below in the comments. Moving on to some outgoing transfer news, as according to the Real Betis sporting director Antonio Cordon on Hector Bellerin, he says, "We haven't negotiated with Arsenal yet, and we haven't talked about the future. We have to wait and see how the season ends." Of course, on loan back at his home country in Spain, Hector Bellerin started 19 games, keeping 6 clean sheets, getting 2 assists, averaging 1 interception and 2.3 tackles per game. And Betis themselves are fighting for a place in the Champions League next season. There is no obligation or option to buy, so for Arsenal, we could negotiate a price tag, but that then poses the question that in the current transfer market, how much is Hector Bellerin actually worth? Regardless, if Arsenal can get a decent fee, that will only help Arsenal in terms of the incomings, helping us boost up our transfer budgets. And talking about outgoings, according to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are prepared to let Lucas Torreira leave the club on a permanent deal in June, with a buy option clause available for €15 million. Mohamed Elneny is also expected to leave the club, with no talks to extend his contract as of now. Elneny is going to be a free transfer, and I can understand that, but in terms of Lucas Torreira, if we can get €15 million, which I still think is a bit of a bargain for Fiorentina, then once again it only helps Arsenal in terms of our overall transfer budgets. And with 2 outgoing central midfielders for Arsenal, of course it opens up more opportunities, where you've got the likes of Ruben Neves, Yuri Tielemans, Douglas Luiz, and quite a few other central midfielders that Arsenal are looking to target. But with 2 midfielders leaving, my question to you guys is, what midfielders do you want to see Arsenal target in that summer transfer window? It is time to unleash your inner scouts and let me know some decent players. Moving on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with an Arsenal Academy player, a player that Arsenal signed from West Brom in the Championship, and that is Lino Sosa. Because according to The Athletic, they claim that West Brom view the new Arsenal signing Lino Sosa as among the best in the country at his age level. He was signed to the Academy in the last transfer window, he is very young, and he is a left back. And quite clearly he was very highly rated by West Brom, so maybe, just maybe, Per Mertesacker is doing doing it once again. We've already got Kieran Tierney and Nuno Tavares, but if we are to get another very decent left back, then who's going to say no to that? It is stat time of the day, and starting off with Aaron Ramsdale. Here is how he ranks in terms of distribution against all the other top goalkeepers in the top 5 European leagues. And what this shows is that Ramsdale excels when it comes to the short clip passes, but when we're talking long passes which are over 35 meters, Ramsdale has struggled. And that might be a surprise to quite a few Arsenal fans, because we see Ramsdale actually very decent when it comes to long kicks, and quite a few occasions he's actually created a couple of chances for Arsenal with some decent kicks in behind. But ultimately I'm not very surprised, because those long kicks also have to be received, and Arsenal don't have any target man type of players. Alexander Lacazette is I believe 5'9", so I don't expect him to win any headers. But for Arsenal's sake, once we get a proper target man type of centre forward, whoever that might be, it will only give Arsenal an extra dimension playing out of the back. We've seen Ederson do it at Man City. If Ramsdale can start doing that as well, then Arsenal are going to be cooking. So hopefully Arsenal get that striker signed. But talking about strikers, let's talk Folarin Balogun, who today scored twice for the England under-21s, and he has now scored 4 goals in 7 games at that level. Balogun is starting to score goals. Of course, he's down there in the Championship playing for Middlesbrough, but once his loan expires, what about his long-term Arsenal future? Well, Balogun, speaking on Arsenal, says, "I'm looking at them, but I'm also concentrating on what I need to do to get into the team and add my qualities. From the outside looking in, it's very good." In the summer, Arsenal are definitely going to sign a striker, maybe even 2. It does pose the question of what are they going to do with the future of Folarin Balogun. Now, I don't see Arsenal selling him, but he might just get another loan. If that was to be the case, I don't think he'd go down to the Championship and potentially maybe a league like the Bundesliga. But talk to me down below in the comments about Mr. Folarin Balogun and what you guys want to see Arsenal do with his future next season. Keep him in the first team or once again loan him out. But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, smash a like, subscribe if you're new, follow your boy on them social medias, the links will be down below in the description. But that was all of the latest Arsenal news today. I hope you guys have enjoyed and been informed as always. 6 days until the Arsenal back. I can't wait, but until then, I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, and in a bit.